Hi, my name's Cameron Carlson with AnimeLocation.tv. I'm here at Colossalcon 2016 with Miss Taylor Davis. How you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm okay. So how did you get started in the world of music?
I started playing violin when I was about 8 years old, and pretty early on, like I'd played video games before I started playing violin. Actually, I have an older brother who's actually here today, and he got me into gaming really early on. And I started out with classical music, and then did that all the way through college. And then I was experimenting with game music, just playing by ear. About when I was in middle school, because I started playing like Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy series, all of those classics, and it really drew me into that whole world of video game music. And that's been the type of music that I've been the most passionate about, is just kind of the overall soundtrack genre. So video games, film, anime, like that's my favorite kind of stuff. So just kind of evolved into that over time.
Hey, Sam, have you had the chance to meet Nobru?
Yeah, actually, I was involved with this video game rock band for a while called Critical Hit, and we did a show at Nerdfest in Orlando a few years ago, and it was a ton of fun, and his band, the Earthbound Papas, was playing there at the same time, so we all had a chance to meet him really quick, and it was really awesome because he's my favorite composer of all time, so it was really neat.
Same for us. We got to meet him about 4 years ago at MatSuriCon, so we met him for like 2 minutes, and it was just, I don't care, it was awesome.
Yes.
So again, I can see that you are an awesome, huge fan of Legend of Zelda. Where does that love come from? Like, I've played since Ocarina of Time up to Twilight Princess. I didn't pick up a Wii, so I didn't play Skyward Sword yet, but we both have a love of Zelda. So how did you get started in it?
So again, with my brother, when he's an older brother, so a lot of the times he would make me watch him play, or I could like read the tip book for him. That was like my role in it. And then finally, when I was in middle school, that's when I played Ocarina of Time, and I did it myself because I was sick of just watching him play those early Zelda games, and that was just kind of like a magical experience because Nintendo 64 was such an upgrade in graphics and all of that, and then also just the music in that game was incredible. So yeah, that's my favorite from the series, and still one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, because I've actually heard you and seen you perform all that stuff, and then on top of that, at my friend's wedding, we actually performed your music for his banquet during his wedding.
Oh, that's awesome! Which song do you remember?
Song of Storms.
Oh, very cool. All right.
It was part of his soundtrack for his dinner banquet. So again, we have the love of anime and video games, and of the genres and platforms, what series other than Zelda would you say that you love to play the most? Be it shooters, platformers, adventure stuff. How's that? Which genre you more prefer?
Definitely RPG. Anything with like a strong story. So like the Final Fantasy series. Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time. I just love those games. And then more recently, because I don't play a lot of platform games so much anymore, just because, now I make an excuse, like it's research for music videos. Like I played The Last of Us and loved that game. And The Witcher 3 most recently. Oh my gosh, I love that too. So those types of games are my favorite. And I also play League of Legends regularly with like family and friends on the computer. But besides that, definitely RPGs.
I was going to say, so you're an RPG fan. If you love music at the same time, go pick up Eternal Sonata.
Oh, okay.
Have you not? It's gorgeous. It's fantastic. The music is some of the best. I actually download the whole soundtrack, listen to it all the time, because it's all based around music. The character's name, Allegretto, beat, polka, jazz, falsetto. They're all named after musical components, all the characters.
That's really cool. Okay. Yeah, I haven't even heard of that. I mean, there's so many amazing games out there now, and I feel like music and video games is getting the respect it deserves nowadays, and it's just really awesome to see how it's evolved.
So yeah, go pick it up on the PS3 remastered edition, Eternal Sonata. Yeah, it's really great. So it says in your bio that you happen to attend Gonzaga for school. What was it like going there, being at America's University?
It was really cool. I loved my experience there. I majored in public relations. I just minored in music for scholarship because I never intended to have a career in music. And I met some amazing friends who are still, friends to this day. And it was a really great school. I felt like it prepared me well for life after school and everything. And yeah, I really enjoyed it because I'm from Michigan, actually. I'm from the Midwest. And so going to Washington State for school, that was a whole neat experience too, just because it's a different part of the country and a little bit bit of a different culture out there too, which I loved, and now I live on the West Coast and love living out there.
I'm originally from California, so I understand.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So we were talking about Gonzaga and basketball, and you're a huge fan of it. What was it like being over there in Gonzaga, knowing that that's like its dominant sport of Gonzaga? What was it like being in that huge basketball culture?
It was cool, and the class sizes are really small there because it's a smaller university, and so I was in class with some of the basketball players sometimes, and that was really interesting. But it was really cool because that is the main sport there. They don't even have a football team, so basketball is definitely the main event. And the team was great while I was there too. They had Adam Morrison at the time, who was like player of the year or whatever. And
I think he's on the Celtics now. I think the guy with the long hair.
Yeah, he's been traded a couple of times, but it was really neat. I'm not super into sports so much. If I have downtime, I'm playing video games or maybe watching Netflix or whatever. But it was cool being there during that time.
Awesome. Now, again, you just happened to get back from a tour in Europe. How is it like for fans over there seeing you perform? Like, I saw your little tour video that you did about being on the bus and things like that. So what was it like being over in Europe and having that fan response to you being there?
It was amazing, actually, because the first tour I did was in the U.S. last fall, and then I went to Europe in February and March of this year, and it was an amazing response. The fans were great and just super into the music, and the shows were really fun each night, and it went over really well to the point where instead of doing a U.S. tour this fall, we're actually going back to Europe. So I just announced the tickets went on sale today, actually, publicly for the European tour and then part of the U.S. tour. So we are doing the U.S. as well, but we're splitting that between late this year and early 2017. So the European tour experience, though, was really awesome. Unfortunately, with the way I have to schedule things, because I'm just starting out, you have to do things very much back to back, so you don't really get to experience the cities. But I'm there to work and to do the shows, and that's the whole point of it. And the most fun part is just doing the shows each night, and I stay after every one of my shows to meet everyone, and that's just such a great experience because normally with what I do, I'm at home alone working on stuff, and I don't get out in the real world that often. So it's like events like this too are really fun for me because I actually get to meet real people and see that reaction. So I love doing that.
Awesome. Now, you happen to work on the Banner Saga, which is a big hit, and some of the stars are here at the convention. What is it like to work on that project?
Really neat. Austin Wintry, the composer, is a really good friend of mine now. We met actually because I had posted a video for Journey, music from that amazing game and soundtrack. And so Austin and I started communicating after that, and we became friends, and now he's been nice enough to include me in some of the projects. So Banner Saga 1, and then the second one that just came out, I did a few solos for that as well. And yeah, it's really neat to be a part of the soundtracks because I've been used to playing these games all my life, and then to actually like hear myself in a game, it's a really neat thing. It's something I'd like to do more of in the future too.
Awesome. So you started out on YouTube just doing these songs like in your bathroom, in your bedroom. Did you ever imagine that in less than 6 years you would be a world star of video game music and traveling the world and being at conventions like this?
Definitely not. Like I started it just kind of on a whim because I graduated and I didn't really know what I was going to do with music anymore because I got a business day job and I wasn't planning on trying to pursue anything in music, and I'd been told all my life how difficult it was and how you basically didn't have a chance to do anything. And I just kind of decided to start posting on YouTube randomly one day, and my neighbor, she plays piano. Some of my early videos are with her, and we're both making mistakes as we're just sight reading pieces. It was just like whatever, we'll see what happens. And it's been like just a really steady growth ever since I started the channel, and now it's growing faster now that it's larger because that's just kind of the nature of things. But I feel so incredibly blessed. I mean, never thought that I would be doing, I didn't know this kind of thing existed when I started out either, and so it's been amazing, and I just feel very blessed, like I said, to be doing this as my career now.
Yeah, because I actually did follow you when you started, but I've been following you for a while. So
Yes.
On and off. So are there any upcoming projects you want fans to know about at this time? We always know about those pesky NDAs. Yes. So anything you want fans to know about other than the tour?
The tour starts in October for the European part of it, and then December for the U.S. part. And I am working on a new album of original music right now. I have a pledge music campaign. It's just for a pre-order. I'm doing the album no matter what. So that's going to come out hopefully at the end of September. So that's the main project I'm working on right now. And then I've got like an Undertale video coming out next week, and always just working on new covers and new songs and stuff too. So I mean, I'll be posting regularly whether or not I'm touring. So it's an ongoing thing.
All right, now, again, we obviously know about your YouTube channel. Is there any other way fans can follow you on the internet? And a final message for all the wonderful fans out there right now.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, I have a lot of the social media sites. I'm on Facebook, it's Taylor Davis Violin, and Twitter, Violente, Instagram, Taylor Davis Violin, and then I have a website, newsletter. I actually have an app, too. It's free to download, and that's really fun because I kind of just am more casual in there and post a lot more personal things, so that's been really fun to have. But, yeah, I mean, my fans are absolutely the reason that I am doing this, that I'm here, and that I have a career, so it's always, like, the most important thing for me to make sure that I say thank you and that they know how grateful I am for allowing me to, basically live this dream and do what I really love for a living. So thank you to everyone out there, and I really appreciate it, and hopefully maybe see you guys at one of the shows someday.
Hey, thank you so much for coming and talking with us. It's been a pleasure, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.